From debilitating chronic pain to a breast cancer diagnosis, Fox News host Shannon Bream has been through hell. Here's what she did when a doctor didn't believe her. As Shannon Bream counted down the days for her 40th birthday a couple of years ago, she started experiencing some worrying symptoms. Eye pain so severe that it woke her up at night. She told People magazine, "I was in searing pain. I couldn't get any rest." The only way she could prevent it was by using eye drops every 2 hours during the night. She had alarms set to ensure she wouldn't stay asleep longer than that. Doing so meant risking severe discomfort. In an article for Women's Health, she wrote, "It felt as if someone was slashing my eyeball with a hot poker." Unfortunately, her symptoms only worsened, and as time went on, Bream found herself in agony almost constantly. What was even more frightening was that it was starting to affect her sight, and she often experienced double vision. Sometimes it even led to migraines. Bream hid her health battle from her colleagues at Fox, only confiding in her husband. Uninterrupted sleep became a novelty, and for 2 long, excruciating years, Bream lived with the pain, and it infiltrated every aspect of her life, making her utterly miserable. When Bream's optometrist referred her to a specialist, she was hopeful to get a diagnosis. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. In fact, the doctor didn't take her symptoms seriously at all. In the article for Women's Health, she recalled being told by the doctor that she was emotional. It was a devastating blow. Bream had traveled an hour just to see him, and she felt more hopeless and alone than ever. She wrote in Women's Health, "He didn't offer me much of a diagnosis. Instead, he made a couple of suggestions to lessen the pain and asked me to come back after some time had passed. I vowed I'd never go back. It was all I could do to get to my car before I burst into tears." Speaking to People, Bream said having a doctor who didn't take her symptoms seriously was very harmful, and it left her with a dangerous sense of hopelessness.
The pain's only getting worse. If you've ever scratched your eye, that was every day of my life for, almost a couple years at that point.
Dealing with debilitating pain day and night with no relief in sight had an impact on Bream's mental health. While delivering a speech at her alma mater, Liberty University, a Christian institution in Virginia, she discussed the experience.
I was struggling. I was hiding it from all of my coworkers, from my family.
In the piece she wrote for Women's Health, Bream recalled how she stopped truly living, writing, "Every day simply became about survival." She tried to find people on the internet with similar symptoms, and there turned out to be many of them, all without a diagnosis. Bream wrote, "They also talked about the only thing that felt hopeful, ending their pain by ending their lives. I totally got it. There were many times I couldn't imagine living another 40 years in endless pain and debilitating fatigue." Bream confided in her husband about her dark thoughts, and he encouraged her to keep advocating for herself and search for a doctor willing to help. Thankfully, Bream finally found this person. Dr. Thomas Clinch, a cornea specialist, diagnosed Bream with epithelial basement membrane dystrophy and recurrent corneal erosions, which simply means that her cornea tears frequently, hence the excruciating pain.
And then he says to me, "There's something you need to know. There's no cure for this."
There might not be a cure, but Bream has received treatment for the condition. She wrote in Women's Health, "In the fall of 2017, I had a surgery that can be described as the closest thing to a cure without actually being one. The recovery was complicated, painful, and slow, but I'm on the other side now. My eyes will never be perfect and totally pain-free, but thanks to a caring physician who met me halfway in a very difficult time, I feel the best I've felt in years." Chronic eye pain wasn't Bream's only brush with serious illness. In 2015, Bream went for her regular mammogram, but the routine visit turned into a terrifying one when the doctor spotted something amiss and advised Bream to have a biopsy. Bream's biopsy showed she had breast cancer, and doctors advised her to undergo surgery immediately. Bream shared her journey in a Facebook post a year after the diagnosis, recalling how wonderful her husband was while she was sick. She underwent surgery, and doctors managed to remove the cancer entirely, but warned her that she was genetically predisposed to develop breast cancer, something Bream wasn't aware of before then. While not the best news, the Fox News host took it in stride, seeing it as an opportunity to take better care of herself. What made Bream's cancer journey all the more arduous was her decision to largely keep her diagnosis private. She tried to continue living her life as normal and went back to work shortly after surgery, with only a select few people knowing that she was in recovery. Bream wasn't the only member of her family to have a major health scare. Before she and her husband, Sheldon Bream, got married, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Telling her story on Fox Nation's Ride to Work, Bream recounted how the diagnosis came after months of Sheldon experiencing a ringing sound in his ear. Doctors were puzzled, and eventually they decided to check for tumors. Unfortunately, they discovered one resembling the size of a golf ball. Sheldon had to undergo a 9-hour surgery to remove the tumor, and then they had to wait to hear whether it was malignant or not.
That was a really tough time.
In the aftermath of the surgery, Sheldon experienced some complications and ended up with facial paralysis, which later resolved.